So
This is it! This is it, stream! Follow right now! We're here, we're finally arrived. And we are your owners. We are your hosts. And we are excited to get into this one. Everyone want to say hello?
The best intro I think I've ever had in my life.
You know,
That's why
I'm
Shawnee was
useful for
picked.
some things. I'm useful for some things, what can I say?
That's why Shawnee was picked.
How
We
are we all
nominated him
doing?
to pick it up.
How are we all doing?
Very tired.
Good.
Jack Spinnett. Would you have
Yeah.
football?
The fucking night shifts.
Ah,
Ah,
Night
good
shifts
old
ain't
night
great.
shifts. So.
Nope. Night shifts.
Callum thought they were a good idea.
see,
I don't mind
Callum,
them.
I see snappers in the chat saying he wishes there was music on the stream. I told you.
All right. You
Well-
literally didn't set your camera up until 30 seconds ago. All right? So shut
Yeah,
your mouth.
just for those that, I've had a nightmare trying to get this camera set up. We got there
Yeah.
in the end, and all because I
Don't
just
care.
He did turn it on, boys. He did not turn it on.
He also said,
Simple
let's
as
have
that.
some music 30 seconds before it starts.
All the jokes about being a pensioner really did come true, eh?
I mean, look at that
Christ,
hairline.
mate.
Mate, you're,
Yeah,
Just
no,
throw it
no.
out already. Couldn't hold it in.
you're an
Do that.
Let's just get out right now.
Took a full 10
Not that
seconds. But we're there.
It's just a massive forehead. Jack, you got your forehead out, don't you worry, mate.
I don't have a receding hairline though.
Yeah, just got a massive forehead.
Got a massive head.
The viewership is crazy already, guys. Please follow, please share, get everyone in here.
I think
I cannot wait for
um,
this.
Callum
We've got
needs to-
some good
right,
content in here.
before we start, Callum does need to turn his mic up because I swear down, every time he's in any call, he's so quiet for everybody.
Listen, I can't because I share a room. Okay.
Have you not kicked him out for this?
It's a
No.
paper through walls. Why do you think he's on
Oh,
it,
mate,
Callum?
you should have kicked him out.
Put it down your throat, Callum. Nemo hear you.
No one wants to hear that.
Yeah.
I'll turn it right up. How about that? Is that better?
Yeah, that's so
That
much
is better. That is. That is.
Right.
Alright,
Much better, mate,
I
much
think
better.
I think the best way to start this backstory. Come on, let's give them a little bit of a backstory for all these new faces in there. Some people that might have been here a while. Some people with some curious questions.
Well, I think the original should start. Callum, John, I need
Take
yours.
it away.
Me,
Callum
Sean,
and
you go
Sean
first. Go on, Sean.
yeah,
Kick
me,
off.
because this all starts with me. Let's not forget this, all right? We're all here because of me. Oh, we
Right,
not?
let's end the stream. That's it. No,
Alright.
he's getting too much. End it now. End it now.
He's got it, you go.
You go.
The only reason we're still around is not thanks to you, so don't worry about it.
Nope. What I will basically start this off with is that me and Callum, Buff, for the longest time, have had this idea, this image, this logo, this creation that we had pre-lockdown, pre-2020. Didn't know what it would be at the time, but had something. We created this idea. The org, the 22 esports, started back at the beginning of the Vanguard cycle. Me as a player coming back to competing, wanted to start playing in leagues. Managed to find myself in what was the old ACCL Discord, the now XP Discord. Found myself on some teams, some players, NA here being one of them. But that'll be another story we'll go into in a minute. And then I basically, not struggling to get on a team because there was loads of teams, but because I had no
Shock.
idea.
Okay.
Because I had like no idea what the scene was like, or what the orgs were like, who the orgs were. It was a little bit difficult, kind of actually getting into it. So with myself, a player that we're all familiar with in pro, we actually looked to, rather than join an org, I said, look, I'm signing us up as 22. The name 22, I'll let Buff explain kind of where that come from, but I signed it up. It was just an off the whim thing of signing us up. We had our picture, our logo for some time, so I just uploaded that, and we had our first season, unofficial season, competing in, I think it was the season 2 of the Vanguard season, and Callum, I think, saw, yes, well, it was ACL season 2. It was like the December time, so I think they just finished up their season 1.
Shout out to the team.
It was me, Pro, Jackal here and a guy called Crits. Shout out Crits, wherever he is in this world.
Wherever he is at this time, probably getting beaten up by a
Wherever
punching
he is
bag.
right
but
now.
I'll be honest, that is the freest cash I've ever seen.
It's unreal. And we kind of just, I think when halfway through kind of our first season, we thought, I don't know what it was, but I asked Callum to change the logo's color, the hoodie color, to a different color. I think I said, send me a picture of what blue would look like. And I think you, Callum, still wasn't quite sure what the hell all of this was. But I think after the first season of us competing in Division 6, I think it was, we also ended up getting to a cup final, the Major Chafin Cup final that the ACCL ran on. And I think since that cup final, Callum then fully came on board and helped me kind of expand it, well, turn it into what it is, a proper organization. Before then, it was just a team. It was just a team of 4 with a logo and a name. Didn't have any identity. And yeah, Callum kind of picked up with me from then on, really.
yeah. I swear I came on board before that. Because
It might have
did we not have? There was that team, and then wasn't I part of a team? Wasn't it?
Why are you asking Deeks? He's seen it.
No,
So
because
am
I
I.
can,
He ain't going to remember. You know what I mean, man?
no, but I can. I think we decided to bring on a second team that was supposed to be you with some other people, but we couldn't get you signed up in time. But we had the blue, the what is now Sapphire. We had the blue logo, the blue bear, and I think we just thought, why don't we just actually bring in a team in? Before we competed in, I've kind of, I guess, skipped part of the
You
stage.
skipped
Before
all
we,
of Cold War.
I've kind of skipped all the Cold
Yeah.
War. But I think because Vanguard was where 22 Esports started. But if we go back to Cold War, this our Discord server that everybody that we use today was just a place for loads of people to come in and play 8s. I think that was all we really done in the Discord, to be honest, wasn't it?
8s and ranked, pretty much.
It was just
yeah.
8s and rank play. Because Cold War was the COD that I came back to compete in, but didn't compete in an actual league setup. It was just scrims and GBs, 2Ks on a Saturday, getting first rounded, things like that. So I guess
Still
yeah.
are.
Going back to Cold War, I guess Callum, you probably I can't remember what the team before was, but I think you had a team that you wanted to sign up with, but I can't remember who it was or why we never got you signed up. But we ended up
Just shit.
having this.
Just
yeah,
shit, Todd. Still am.
We had,
Still always will be.
But we had this
Yeah,
second
yeah.
logo, didn't we? So we just thought we'd give it to a team. Now, I don't know if you'll remember it. I know the 2 players was a guy called Sam and Kane. Kane's probably the only known person from that team that actually continued playing. I don't know who the other 2 teams were, but we've had so many rosters
It's not the Kane that's floating around Div 4
Yeah.
5, is it?
Yes.
Is it him?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
Yee.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
there's some
Did not
teams,
know
mate.
that.
But yeah, I've no idea where. So we had so many rosters, didn't we, at the start in Vanguard that would
Yeah.
join 2 weeks later, disband, leave. It was a real struggle before we could actually get to a point now where we have some solid
that just
teams that
sums
are
up-
actually.
Sums up Vanguard totally though. That though, I mean, teams are always chopping and changing in that fucking game, man. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Just throwing out some of the names you've got. So you had that Ben Carlo.
Yep.
Some of the originals.
What is guy that does Veloz Esports now? Cam, that is it. I'm trying to think.
Camo,
of his
Oh,
name.
Jesus, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
but-
like
Yeah.
he's massive in Veloz Esports now. Like traveling to Dubai all the time. It's mental where he's
Yeah.
at. Who else we got?
We
Anyone that
had
can throw in there?
Liam Hendo.
Yeah, Hendo.
Some of them
Um,
he just disappeared.
Yeah.
he's in
nah,
the
but
Discord, I think.
everyone's still in the Discord.
That's a
They're
beard.
all still in.
Yeah.
But yeah, and we would just basically play 8s on Cold War most nights, didn't we? We managed to always get 8 together. I met Jack here in a raid control rank play game, league game. I was just playing. I think it was about 10 minutes before 8 started. I was warming up, and Jack had his mic on. I had my mic on, so we was just commenting, and I was
I
like,
must
"Do
say,
you
we
wanna-"
slammed that lobby.
slammed that lobby. And I was like, "Do you want to come play some mates?" Because the best bit for me was bringing in some, because I would bring in some people that you guys had like never played with, never heard of. And I'd bring them in, and if they were good, they'd be like, right, you're on my team, and we're gonna go and win this match of 8s, and then everyone's gonna be like, who's that, and who did Deeks bring in? So yeah, Jack came in and played some 8s, and we pretty much just played 8s for the last 2 months of the game, really.
I think what kind of set it in stone was you brought me into the Discord. I joined the call, and all I heard was Brandon. He's fucking Scottish.
He's Scottish. There was a full team of 4 Scottish people at one point. There was full Scotsmen at one point in the 8s, but yeah. So it was just a Discord of 8s really, and I guess with meeting Jack in the end of Cold War, me, him, and Pro Brandon decided to team going into Vanguard, and we set up this league. And as I say, picking up the story where we left off, we signed us up as 22 Esports with our logo, and yeah, that was how kind of we got this thing off the ground without really even knowing. It wasn't a conscious decision to say I want to go and start my own org, which I think is the beauty of what we've got going, is that it's just always been a natural thing that's grown from where it picked up.
Yeah, nothing's been forced. Yeah, I was about to say nothing's been forced. We've not gone, oh, we need to get this done, or this needs that we want to do this, and this has to happen, and this is the end goal and stuff like that. It's just we're slowly progressing, and we're progressing quite quickly now.
I'm seeing some rosters in the chat. I want you boys in the chat now to give if you can remember your Cold War teams, drop some names in there, and if there's anybody that no one's heard of or has disappeared off the face of the earth, see if you can try and get into contact with them again. I want to reach out to Crits now from Vanguard.
I can guarantee he's sat asleep, still knocked out under that punching bag that he had a fight with.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you the story.
I think we have to say that story.
Yeah. Do you want to do it, Jack?
Yeah,
You probably upset with me.
It came to the kind of stage of the season. It was the Major Chafing Cup final, and unfortunately we lost to a certain extreme owner.
After Brandon, after Pro dropped 16 in a search.
Yeah, no, 20. Brandon dropped 20 on a
20
S&D
for the L.
Boy, Jordan.
Yeah, so Jordan was playing with Joe, right? So Joe's a joke. It was at the last game. So we then decided, right, we're all on, we're warm, we're a bit heartbroken after losing the cup final. We'll play our winners. I think it was winners semis.
Yeah, we had our playoffs for Div 6 at the time as well, which was against Stino's team.
Yeah.
And that team.
That's someone who's gone off the map, by the way. There you go, Stino.
Yeah, he's disappeared, mate. Legged it. He's in a cove with Prezi somewhere. He was right. He's gone, mate. Yeah, they're in the Maldives sipping whiskey and that, mate.
We then decided to play that game, and once again we lost it. But I'm pretty sure Crits dropped like 3 kills on it.
Oh my god, no! It was a Tuscan hardpoint. Me, you, and Brandon had all dropped like 40. I think there was even a 50
You're
bomb.
already lying now.
No. I could probably find this. No. I could probably. I did. I could probably find this.
Never in your life.
I could find that score. Basically, Crits had dropped like. Bearing in mind, I'm right in saying Vanguard was ETAs, wasn't it? Not kills.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh no, yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, you got 40 then.
Yeah. It wasn't. Might not been a true 40-50 bomb, but there was. Brandon had dropped like 40. Jack dropped 40. I dropped 30. 40. Anyway, Crit, no lie, had dropped four or 5 ETAs on the map.
Right.
So
And
we're
this is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I can imagine he's sitting, sweating, and he goes.
He's like nervous. He starts doing this. Yeah. He gets off his mic. Honestly, he starts doing this. He had a punching bag next to his setup, and he just starts. You can just hear him go, ush, 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 punching bag to like release his like foot. Oh, it's hilarious.
No.
So we're just. I mean, we're in a point where we've just been milked to the centuries in that map, and all we can. We're just pissing ourselves laughing because all we can hear is his punching bag getting knocked out.
Oh no.
That was so funny. But yeah, that was.
It was in the talks of getting him dropped, right? It was getting dropped, but that just put the final dagger.
Oh, that was just
Dropping 4 KDA.
I've got a question for you boys, then, really, because seems though I'm sort of the newbie on the block. In retrospect.
Fresh meat.
Obviously, the likes of Vinay, Deeks, Sean, both like you've been there from the beginning. What was like the turning point then? Because obviously 22, you said like you signed up as a team, like. Oh, but like, what was where do you reckon the turning point was? Because like realistically now it is grown already bigger to what it started off of. Obviously,
I think it was that final, wasn't it? The Chafing Cup final. I think in that kind of early ACCL seasons, getting casted was a difficult thing, especially by a really solid caster as well. And I think the whole build up to that final, watching kind of the first 10 minutes of the stream and then playing the series, obviously we lost, but I think especially from mine and Cam's point of view, we were like, holy shit, like let's actually sit and let's do this. Let's make a Twitter. Let's kind of just in general, just I think follow what these other orgs in the scene had. What were they doing? What do we need to do to actually be an org? And then we kind of just refreshed the Discord. We made the Discord kind of a more, rather than it just being a group chat more than anything, we made it an actual place where it was for people to different channels set up properly.
There's been a few, I would say. One thing that's probably underrated was being offered a team pass to the Sheffield LAN, being recognised as a team, like one of the biggest ones.
Yeah, with Sean saying about what was the turning point, I think that was quite a. It was our first LAN event, and we knew that we weren't going to go there and be showstoppers and dominate this LAN event with the not discrediting the team that we took and the 4 players that we took, but we knew that it was just going to be it was our first step onto the big platform of, I guess, all these other organizations that you had going on. I guess you would say that was the definitive turning point in the organization of getting offered by that mystery man Prezi.
I see you snappers in the chat. He said I fought for you to get that team pass.
Getting that team pass, and then I think that is, I guess, the turning point in.
Yes, that LAN was sort of the bit where we went from just a group to an org.
Yes.
And if we also remember, after the LAN, there was a tweet sent out. I can't remember who tweeted it, but it was one of the big orgs, and we were at the tip top of that tweet.
I think it was like it was like best.
I'll find it.
There was best
fire or something.
Someone put
best graphics in the game or something. We had a tweet from someone.
Because I'm fairly confident in saying that was, well, it wasn't before I met you guys, but like it was pretty much because obviously when I found you guys in Vanguard, I was just joining the team, didn't really know what it was. I actually can't even for the life of me remember how I even come across you. I think it might have been like.
Well, we picked up. We picked up. So we, after season 3 of ACCL, me, Brandon, and Jackal, after dropping crits after that horrific punching bag situation, I think
Jordan.
Who?
No, we didn't pick up Jordan.
No,
we tried out Jordan.
We tried Jordan. We tried Prime. Who was the teammate? Who was it? It was me, you, Jack. Well, it ended up. Oh, Kane. It was Kane.
Yeah.
After his team didn't work out, Jack, you ended up, I think, halfway through the season stepping back as well, didn't you? And we brought in DRX. So it was me, Pro, DRX, and Kane. And in that Div 5 was Snappers, Ryan, Ollie was on the team, maybe Proximity, but you was within that kind of group. You was teaming with them.
They started in Div 7 as Team Sue.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like we came across Prezi in a GB. Like it was just battle of chance. Like we were just playing GBs like we always used to do because we were little rats on GBs.
You guys was in Div 7 with Callum and Callum's team. You were supposed to play him in the league game. This
is the thing, because we signed up and he was like, "Well, just go Div 7. Like you're new to it. We don't know you. Just get in there." So it was like, "Right, okay, fine, yeah, whatever." We played 2 games. I didn't actually play in any of these games. Believe it or not, I was actually in the starting roster then. But them boys were smoking teams, and just the game before we was meant to play buff, like the day before, everyone was moaning and was like, "Nah, these boys cannot be in Div 7."
Yeah, the whole Div.
We're all striking. We're all striking. So we got moved to 5 and still absolutely ran it up and smoked it anyway.
Yeah. So we ended up playing you guys. Brandon he's got the clip on his Twitter, I think, of like 1v3. Ollie, Brian, and Snappers, who backed Tony at the time. And that was when we kind of, you guys won Div 5, we played against you, you guys had like, good banter in the Div chat, so we brought you in to what was season 4 under one of our teams.
Yeah.
And then you guys have obviously been with us since, and it was after probably, I think season 4, Sean, you was playing with, was it Kalmar?
Kalmar, Proximity, and Sol, who
Sol, I remember Sol, yeah.
we will leave that unsaid.
So you had that season, we had our season after, and then I think we was with Prime, weren't we, Jack? Me, you, Prime, and we brought Sean in, was the kind of the fourth after Pro and Prime didn't particularly get on, so Sean came on, and then pretty much for a good solid 4 or 5 months, you was our teammate. We obviously had a discussion about bringing you on as more than just our teammate, and that's how you kind of got involved as
here we are
under the ownership side of things. So note to our teammates, if you want to become an owner 22, you just got to play with me or
play
Jack.
with the owners. Play with the owners. That's how you're going to
Some kids are watching this now, like, how do I get involved here?
Well, don't you'll be teasing Lewis.
Sorry,
Lewis
yeah,
has been
Chomping. But no, I mean, like, look, from when I joined to now, it's already like the growth's just enormous. Like the ceiling.
I can't lie. I was sharing a little story.
There's no limits to it. So
going back to what you're saying about one of the moments that kind of you thought, okay, we're going to do this properly. Like, this is a serious thing we're doing. Was at the Sheffield LAN. We were watching over one of our games warming up. I was standing next to Gizmo. We were chatting, and Gizmo, I think somebody had mentioned saying, I think somebody came up and said, can I buy one of your hoodies? We had obviously a few that we were trying to sell, and Gizmo said something, I think his words were, what the fuck, you're selling these? If I knew you were selling one of these, I'd have bought one. I've been saying to people, who are these boys walking up and down with these hoodies on? They're sick. And I was like, right, get on our Twitter, follow our Twitter, do that. And I was like, okay, now we're going to, as soon as we get back from this LAN, let's set up a plan.
Let's start doing stuff.
Yeah,
let's
start doing stuff.
Well, I can see Buff
there
rooting
it
in
is,
the background. So while he's rooting, everyone in the chat right now, because this viewership's crazy, if you've got any questions while we're covering the background, so we will move on soon. Any questions for us, please flood them in right now. Get them in.
You still ain't washed that hand, have you, Jack?
Yep, no, tell this.
That's
the famous hand. Yep, fist bump Gizmo.
See if you can make out some other names on there. See what names on there.
So we've got.
Let's get them on.
We've got Prezi,
the man, the one and only.
Sloopy.
Scrub that off.
Snappers is on there.
Who's that guy?
Hey,
Snappers?
Yeah.
He's just an
He's an
admin.
admin. Exactly.
You let an admin sign the jersey? That's crazy.
Pablo.
Cast.
Yeah.
Luty, Bailey, Jacko. We'll rub that name off in a minute.
Jacko Cast or Jacko?
we got the bold General Luty on there.
Jacko Cast.
Well, there we got Tolson. Not that anyone cares.
Why is he on that?
I think I asked. I think it was when I asked Luty to sign it. He was stood right next to it and just said, "Oh, can I sign it?" And I didn't really know, and I regret it. And I probably should just like bleach that bit off, but it's fine. Anyway, we move on. Then we got Beanroll, Raps, Kells, the big man himself, Aroma, Gabe, Major Chafin, Runner.
Oh, yeah, Pablo on there as well. Yeah,
Runner on
Shout
there.
out Runner for saving
And
that
then
event.
on the back, we've got the team that we sent. So we've got Elmore, Dino, and there's an A, AK,
and it was on the stage.
Jackal, and
Wait,
then
I didn't sign it.
nah.
What the fuck?
I don't know whose that is. I don't know what that
That's
is.
Brandon. That's pro in it.
That's
Oh yeah,
actually
it
a
is. It's
very
pros,
good
yeah.
question. That's a good question thrown in the chat there from my boy Sentinel. He says, when are you gonna go balls to the wall and enter another esports? And I know exactly what esports he's gonna point out, but
Is he?
That's a good question.
Well, it has been spoken about.
It's always from early doors. It's always been something we've discussed.
Yeah.
What I will say, I think we've always all agreed on this, is that a lot of orgs, from just seeing and observing them, they will jump into every esports going without a solid plan, without a solid understanding of that scene.
Yeah.
And all great announcement, all looks good, but then a week, 2 weeks, couple of months later, maybe it's just either not a thing anymore, or the team's not a thing anymore. And I think that comes from a disconnect of being a Call of Duty esports kind of centric team to not knowing that scene. So it will always be something that are keen to do and will look at every single time an opportunity arises.
But we're not going to rush into it.
Until we feel we have, even if we feel like we've accomplished enough in this scene to then go into another one, I think we just need to feel like we're in a strong position to do so, where it's not just a gimmick, it's not a a rushed thing. So we will have other teams in other esports, but we just want to make sure that we'll get it done right.
Oh, the chat should probably keep this one in mind. I reckon we don't move into another esport until we have somebody on board that knows a lot more about the scene than we do.
Yeah.
See, this is the thing. Like, we've spoke about it time and time again, and it's like you can throw so many names out like they have already in the chat, like CS:GO, Rainbow Six, like the good scenes to get involved in, and like competitive wise, there's a lot going and a lot for like us to grow as an org again. But it's having that knowledge and know-how of operating in that scene, and it all comes down to, like I said, like having that plan. Like, the reason we're doing, I don't want to say so well now, but the reason we've got a solid platform to work on now is because we've had that plan and worked on it, and we've not just jumped in and gone, oh, we're in this, we're out of our depth.
Carl asks what our expectations are for the Dutch LAN that's coming up. Again, another thing we're always discussing. It's not something that we'll just decide last minute. We're always having chats about it. The actual team that we send, if we are sending a team, again, will just be something we discuss, but still got a little bit of time yet. There's no rush in putting anything out for that yet.
I mean, I wouldn't say there's no rush, but I mean, there's still like 4 weeks probably, so there's a little bit of a rush, but
there's still decisions to be made. Yeah,
there's still plenty of time.
Discussions to be had.
Well, I think after my performance in that S&D, I think I should be in that starting team. I ain't gonna lie.
Dropping 10 on the Germans, mate, in S&D. It's not for everyone. It's not for everyone.
Dead.
Well,
dead.
Remember the last time we did mention an owners team?
We did mention that. We
probably need the 5 of us.
I still go to sleep happy, looking to my left scene, just to see Bob go, Dad! Oh, mate, that was one of hands down the best things.
Tell you what though, see if we had our own setups and our own controllers, that would have been a lot closer.
It would have been.
Mate,
I had to pick up a PlayStation controller that I've never picked up in my life.
Mate, I was playing bumper jumper and like I kept stunning myself. It was nuts. Yeah, it was nuts.
I remember Ethan streaming that just from bus perspective.
I can't believe nobody clipped it. I'm fuming. I'll be going straight on my Twitter.
All right. Well,
shall we? Whilst I'm thinking, maybe now we jump into something that we've got going for this show. Should we jump in the next bit?
Yeah, should we do?
I think we should. Okay, we should move on.
So, this next segment, we have put together. I don't know if we've spoiled it already in the Discord or teased it.
Don't think we have. I
think we have. We've kept this quiet.
Okay, so well, there you go. We are doing now a consecutive every week. We will be doing a team of the week. So, in this team of the week, we've all picked our own team of the weeks. So we've all individually selected 4 players.
We've been watching our teams. We've been watching clips. We've been seeing scoreboards. As you boys all know, we've been casting as many games as we can, and partly the reason is to highlight 4 players over the teams to give a big shout out as team of the week.
So without further ado, I'll put it on the screen. Here we go. This is everybody's team of the week that they have selected. So we'll go for
Sappy if Jack isn't picked, I am writing. You can see, and it's not a spoiler, Jack is in some people's team of the week. He's not picked himself.
Some people know what they're doing, Zaf, you know what I mean? Some people know what they're doing.
He's humble, he's not picked himself.
So we'll start from the bottom. We'll give a little, description of why we think these players go. So we'll start from the bottom. Shawnee, explain your team of the week. Explain why you've picked them. Why do they deserve it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, let's start on the far left. I mean, it's an obvious pick. You can see in everyone's team.
Bearing in mind, before you start, Sean, one of the things with this team of the week that everyone needs to know is obviously some teams have played 3 series, 4 series. Some have only played 1. So there
Some
are
have
going to
played
be
none.
weeks.
That's why
Some have played
Feynman's not
none.
in
Yeah,
there,
as we
you know.
know.
We'll be in there
You played
soon.
5.
Akuma, I'll let Sean carry on, but Akuma has played 2 series.
Yeah.
Others have played 4, but there's a big reason why this man is unanimous within our teams.
Yeah, and I mean, I think me and Deeks had a bit of an inkling because we actually watched him scrim to decide if we'd pick him up or not just before, and the kid was gross. The whole team is the series he's played Akuma, the S&Ds. You've probably seen the scoreboards. I think there was like
This
15,
guy
15 streak at
dropped.
one point. Was it a
Bear in
15
mind,
streak
yeah.
somewhere?
So
It was like 18.
He
ended up,
was 12-1 in an embassy search.
Yeah.
Everybody else in the entire game combined only had 7 kills.
Yeah.
Yeah, 12.
and on his team was on. Yeah, it was ridiculous. But then not even that. So their
For
first
the L.
series was a 3-0 win. It was a nice sweep, nice 3-0 sweep. But even in that, in the Fortress hardpoint, he had 49 eliminations, one
Yeah.
off the 50 bomb, or 48, but essentially a 50 bomb at that point. He then went into the S&D again, dropped like 12. Wasn't being milked badly in that S&D. There was every other player was hanging as well, but he was making the plays in the control. Slayed heavily, but it was that second series I think we're all massively impressed by. They reverse sweeped their opponents, but if Akuma's not in that team and if Akuma wasn't shooting the way he was shooting, they lose that series. So I think that's a big reason why he's unanimously in our team of the week.
Yeah,
Shooting an
definitely.
absolute rocket.
And I mean, going into it, we didn't know how he'd perform 'cause, like none of that team's ever competed, but the guys, he's not.
He had like
slowed down
14
once.
in the game 5.
Yeah.
He was
Like,
dropping
the
like
whole
14 on the
team-
hotel S&D.
The whole team could have been in contention. I mean, I've been impressed with them all the way.
Well, I
through
was about to say, I would say that whole team was the last team we picked up. It was almost a couple days before the league
it was
started
like-
as
it
well,
was
or the
literally
day
like 2-3
before.
days.
It
I'm pretty
was
sure like 2 days.
a last minute pickup, but I mean,
So this
it's
guy was
definitely
a
been
lot.
worth it.
He was
Big
a
up
lock at
to
number
Hugo
1.
and Cole for giving up the spot as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
taking one
like,
for
look,
the org.
I don't need to carry on with that. We've discussed it. He's gross. Next one, moving on, we're gonna go mids. Mids from Topaz, and this might have been a little bit
That's my
controversial. 'Cause I know a lot. Well, I say a lot. I had an inkling that some people might go Jack. Obviously, we'll go to cover that in a minute. But Specs as well. He's been nuts. He's had some good little clutches, some good little plays. Deeks, you know what? Credit to him. I do give him a lot of stick, but the way he's been playing recently, he's important in that team. He's
Bearing
really
in mind the
good.
first 2 series, I had to have a massive plaster around my
Oh,
face.
here we go.
Oh, shut
yeah.
up. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah.
Like a broken
But,
record.
But no. I mean, mids. Like, I have nothing more to say about the guy. Like, his respawns have been phenomenal at the moment. Like, every hard point he's putting up 30 plus. He's first in, always getting the kills, staying alive, playing his life. He's not scared to chow. That man flies. Let me tell you, he flies on the map. And there's nothing really else to it apart from that. Like, it's just his hardpoint slaying has been the reason why like you blow teams out. He's got so much map pressure for you. It's a joke.
One
him
thing
and-
for sorry, go on.
Go on. Him and Specs play off each other like I've never seen. Them two are gross as a pair. Like the sub duo
Nice.
in them two is gross.
I was
So,
going
mean,
to say,
that's-
looking at that though, Sean, is you're the only one to not pick someone from Aqua. You've
I
got
am,
two,
I am,
two
I am,
members from
and
Topaz there. Everyone
I
else
am,
has
and
agreed.
Do you know
So
what?
what's behind that?
You know what? The day before, I don't know who you played. That Topaz game that we casted, and Jack had his clutches in like multiple times in that one map. I actually had one jammer. Is it one jammer? Here's one
Yeah.
jammer in
Yep.
it. Yeah, I had one jammer in there. And do you know what? It was similar to Akuma. Like the new team, they come in. I thought, I'm gonna keep an eye on these boys. And I was just impressed with the way they played. Like some maps, he didn't necessarily put up numbers, but like his positioning and the way he actually like anchored and rotated, and I could sort of somewhat tell. And I hope I'm right in this that he is like a little bit of a play caller. He just seemed to have them boys organised, and I was just impressed. But Jack
That's my
absolutely,
boy.
yeah, Jack absolutely stole it, man. I mean that map, it was gross, absolutely nuts.
That's it.
I've never seen a boy run straight off spawn down mid, like
Mercado.
Me watching
every
over
time.
him.
he
Every
literally
time.
literally just forgot about the guy orange, flew down tunnel, and the rest was history. He went on like a was it like 8 streak, 9 streak? It was.
Oh, he had a 1v2. He
did have a
then
1v1.
had an
1v3.
ace.
He
A
had an ace.
1v3 ace. Yeah, 1v2. Oh, it's just
Yeah.
unreal, man.
And like I've never seen someone take over a map like that much. Like I've seen people take over maps before, yeah, but that was on another level. That was pure dominance. Like I don't actually think they shot you in like 6
No.
rounds. I don't think you actually got shot once in 6 rounds.
I feel I choked a kill.
Yeah,
I was top
Yeah.
10 and I shouldn't have jumped out. If I don't jump out there, I've got another one.
Yeah.
it
We
was
break that
crazy.
record, but
It
yeah.
was absolutely
we see.
crazy. I mean, yeah, and then last Atlas, like, and I'm actually glad at this because I've seen all of you have gone hasty, right?
hmm
But as much as them Accent boys have been absolutely flying recently, and Hasty's been putting up numbers with the new role on the AR, and Isaac's had some good little games too, Deuce as well. But this boy has actually gone quite under the radar, and I don't think many of you have been watching these games then, because Atlas has been absolutely just on another world, mate. Like it's similar to mids. The way he just flies around that map with that sub and Charles, anything is a joke. Like the numbers he's putting up as well, and then respawns.
Sorry, Sean, I'm going to interrupt.
Go on.
Snappers in the chat. Jackal 1v3. Next round, Deeks kills himself by jumping off the wall.
There's a reason why I'm not on this. I was trying to climb up top 10. I was trying to be a shotzi, and I fell off the map, and I couldn't climb back off the wall.
Yeah,
So,
but I mean, I
that's
think
just
that does it. That does it. I mean, look, the guy's just nuts. Like the numbers he's been putting up, especially coming in, not playing, new to the league. Put in Div 6 as well, where we didn't originally sign him up to that, and we thought they might, they might show a bit of struggle. We didn't know how they'd shape up. Nah,
he's
they've
been
got
fine.
it, man. They've got it. So
Yeah,
that's my
it's
team.
not-
I mean, that's my team of the week, rather.
It's not a bad shout. So I'll kick things off then on mine. Obviously, Akuma, nothing needed to be said there. We know why he's on there. Jintra is how we figured out how to pronounce this man's name. As you can see, 4 of us have gone with him. Reason why I've picked him specifically is I think on that team again, someone that's not a team that's not hasn't been competing for long, but it's just watching their games, their teamwork, I've been most impressed by out of all of our teams. Every single hard point, every hill they're at, if they've not won rotation, they're slowing things down, they're grouping up, and they're hitting it together. And this is the man who's responsible for that. He's the one being the calm, cool, collected head in the game. Not to mention he's dropping multiple 30 bombs as their main AR. With that AR, he's locking down the lanes. I feel like he is the reason Charlie and Jammer can fly with the subs and put up the numbers that they're also putting up, making the plays they're making the play. And I think just as a main AR, I'm just showing some love to him as well. So that's why I picked him on for my team. Mids, I think again, nothing more you need to say other than not only does he drop multiple 30 bombs, I've never seen a sub player pop as many free pieces as this man pops. The guy is a walking free piece. He's running into a hill, he's popping a free piece every single time, or at least getting 2. Then you've got the perfect sub duo in Specs coming in to do it. And I will give Specs his flowers as well. He will go in and hit that 2 free piece, and Mids is there for the trades. That's why they work well. But the series we had a couple nights ago against Mistaken, I don't think we win that series if Mids doesn't go off the way he goes off. Throughout it. I heard NA. I don't know if you want to comment on this, but you said
I'll get to it. Yeah, I'll get to it.
Yeah, there's a reason why Mids isn't in an A team. I'm gonna let him talk as to why, but I think that's food gaze. I think man, over the 4 or 5. I mean, we've had a Katana series as well. I think it's a no-brainer for me why he's on there. And Hasty, again, I'm a bit biased towards ARs. I'm even more impressed when it's a sub player that goes on to an AR and does so well. He's a natural sub player. That's what he's been on pretty much most of his COD time. But they discussed the team role. They put him on the AR, and I've just been so impressed with him. He gets on the hill a lot. He loves the hill, but he's also dropping 30 bombs. And I think as well, there's been a few S&Ds they've played where they've not necessarily been just a 6-0, 6-1.
Yeah.
There's some rounds where they've gotten pretty close, and I think again credit to Hasty there. he's the one that is just calming his team down, getting them organised, and I just think his performances, deserve him being in my team of the week.
Yeah, I will comment on that as well, just quickly. He is a very good in-game leader. I've played against them boys a few times, and the way he has them organised on the map is good. It's good fun.
Yeah. Bear in mind, actually, I want to say something before you guys all talk about your team of the weeks. I'm the only one that has 2 ARs and 2 subs. Shawnee's got 3 subs. You guys have got 3 ARs. I'm an even 2-2 split. So I'm picking my team based off 2 ARs, 2 subs. You guys are just picking.
You only just noticed
This
that.
ain't
now, you
like
didn't pick
this
them.
ain't an
I
FPL
did-
thing. You
I
don't get
picked it-
points if they play well.
Yeah.
No,
They're not playing together. It's just who played the best that week.
I'm just picking. I'm picking 2 subs, 2 ARs. I'm being consistent.
You
with
better
it.
stick with that now. Every week I want to see 2 ARs, 2 subs.
Yeah. That's fine.
All right.
Some people are going to be disappointed in that case.
Made your bed laying it.
Before
Nope.
Jack starts, everyone in the chat, everyone drop your team of the week. So I'm interested to see what everyone's team of the weeks are.
Yeah.
See if everyone's
true.
on
What
like
you
the same kind of
disagree with.
page.
True.
Yeah.
I also seen Snapper's COD
Yeah.
mention an old man Deeks in his team of the week.
Yeah,
Did
but
he?
then also
Yeah, but he's
slated him
definitely
about killing
he's definitely
himself.
just trolling, so, yeah.
I'm gonna be in
Right.
it. I'm gonna be in
Let's-
next week's. Trust me.
Let's get you two to run through your teams because we've still got a
Yeah.
lot to cover. So let's
Yep.
keep this
So,
moving. You get the teams in the
Next
chat.
one, Akuma. All I can say, hard carry, nothing else. Dropping 40s like it's nothing. Who's next? Jintra. Mr. Consistency is what I've wrote. He's always getting the important kills, and it always seems to be he's got a minute on the hill every map. You can't really ask anything more of him. Well, I will mention Jama. Jama is one of my boys. Just picked him up from
Biased.
nowhere.
I'm sorry. No, wait. I'm gonna have to insert you here because your
Yeah.
boy Jintra,
Yeah.
snappers in his team of the week.
He's put me and I haven't played yet.
Callum's not played a game yet.
Fucking stay in
Callum's
there.
not
He's
even
not played, but snappers. Mr. Grandad COD himself.
Guy's not played a game. In
I'll refer. Hey,
Jintra
Jintra,
wants
I'll
some of this
refer you
owner
to-
stuff.
Nah,
he
yeah.
wants some of the owner love.
yeah. I'll refer you to my tweet in a bit, and you can see how Grandad COD moves. mate. What a chance. Jesus.
Next,
Yeah, go.
Hasty.
I
I
love
could
you,
have picked any of the Action Night boys. I can't lie, but then I go the AR. As far as I'm aware, he's the IGL of that team, and as far as I'm aware, he's so important to the
Now
success.
you've gone with Specs over Mids as his teammate and as my teammate as well.
Yes,
I'm curious as to why you put him in over Mids.
because Specs is so underrated in the Topaz team.
So icy. He's so
The
icy.
amount of kills, 1v2s, 1v3s that put us out of nowhere. We wouldn't win series if Specs wasn't frying the way he
Agreed.
does.
I love the pick. Agreed.
So Specs, my boy.
All
Mhm.
right.
Alright, with
Cool.
my team now. So yeah, I mean Akuma, everyone knows it. That guy needs his team to buy him a massage or something because his back is broken at this point. Like he needs help. Gentra, yeah, Aqua. I think anyone on that team could have done it, but he's just been dropping numbers from what I've seen. So he got my pick. I put Jack in. I do think Mids has been better over the week, but if you drop a donut on search, you ain't making it in team of the week.
Yeah, this
Sorry,
guy
it's
is
just
not
a
putting you
rule.
in as team of the week, Mids, because you dropped the donut.
You were better, but if you drop a donut, you just can't be in it. It's a rule, and I'm sticking by it. So that was
That
the
is-
only reason.
that is
That's why
wild.
Jack's in there over Mids.
Controversial.
And then Hasty, like Jack said, any of the Axonite boys could have made it. Honestly, they've all been consistent. They've all been frying. But I knew Hasty had the role change from the sub to the AR to be able to make that change and still fry and be the IGL. I mean, it's not an easy task, and I mean he's doing it brilliantly. So that's why I've picked Hasty this week.
I like it. Buff, take it away, son.
Well, I think I've got the easiest job. I've got the easiest job describing my team and why they're in there. But I think I don't need to say anything because you guys have said everything already. But I would just like to make just a little special word just to all the teams that have played this week. We've had, I think, last season, a few teams they've struggled to get games going, but some of our teams have absolutely cracked on this season already. We've had a hell of a start to the this season as an org as a whole.
I think we're close to like 16 games played. That might be actually a bit too far, but it's close because I
Yeah,
know
and we've only
Topaz have
lost
got
a few.
5, they've got 4. Yeah, we've
Topaz have
only
played
lost
5,
like 1
yeah.
or
There's
2.
another 4 games to be played today as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
You'll
Yeah.
see those boys. Yeah, see them up in the short
And
while.
I would. I wish we did, but I would love to see our current record for wins and losses as an org, because I think it'd be ridiculous.
That's
The amount of
Yeah.
There's
That's
2
easy.
losses, and
I
the
will just-
rest are all wins, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this season we're cooking.
And he's right because like I said, when we go through all the scoreboards and we went through
Probably
everything and we looked
losses.
at all the VODs, like we all said we could have picked so many different people. It was hard to narrow it down, but
13 wins and 3 losses I've counted.
Wow.
Typical.
so that's nuts.
Very typical.
So well.
Inclu-
Shout out to you boys,
yeah.
man. That's
And if you
incredible.
take Onyx's game where the other team just quit without even playing it, it's 14 wins.
Oh, that
Yeah.
counts.
So 14 wins, 3
I-
losses.
You seen that Onyx team? I'd be scared. I mean, I'd
Great-
play.
I
but
mean,
I'd be
greatest
scared.
start our orgs had for sure.
Yeah.
And I think it's the first time we've had winning teams. Like, we have faith that every team in their division is
So
at the
confident,
top,
yeah.
has a can win their div.
Anything else you want to
Yeah.
add, Bluff?
No, that's it. Well, I'll go straight into our final team of the week. So this is obviously
Combined.
the
Combined.
combined team of the week that is obviously been picked out as an average. Obviously, there's players in there that there's no surprise. You know who they already are that are in there because they've been picked. But here it is. So the final team of the week, for the very first team of the week for 22 Esports, is none other than Hasty,
The owners made
Akuma,
it. Biased up there.
Jackal, and Jintra. So congratulations, you four. I mean, you boys have been unbelievable. Had an unbelievable start to the season, and I think all we have to say is keep going.
Keep it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every
Keep
single
going.
one is literally just keep going, man. You might find yourself up in this team of the week. It's hard to choose from you all because some of you are just absolutely.
I'm seeing
gross,
snappers
but-
saying lack of purple up there. Get your game scheduled,
Yeah.
son.
one
You
game.
might be on.
You got to keep your eyes up. We do have 8 teams, so
Yeah.
there's a
It's
lot of people
competition.
to pick from.
And the thing is with that like lack of purple again, it's like we've played one game. Like, come on, there's not.
Yeah.
Look, Aqua, Axonite, Topaz, we're almost through. Well, we've still got what sort of 5-6 series to go, but in this coming week, at the end of the week and next week, this team of the week can be completely different with
Yeah.
completely different colours. So
100%.
obviously it depends on what games are scheduled and who's playing.
100%.
And of course, we're taking into account every game, so that is XP and Katana.
Yeah.
We are looking at the overall
Right.
picture here.
Any clip of the week?
So
Snappers is on it.
I was just about to say it.
Ah,
He is.
this boy needs to just wait an extra 5 minutes every time. He's just ahead by
Yeah.
5 minutes.
So
he just thinks he's clever. That's why. He's...
clip of the week. I will wait for it to come back on, but obviously there is no surprise to who did get clip of the week, and it is none other than your boy Specs.
Versus
Yes,
still underneath him.
1v3.
Shots are in! Shots are in! Inverse!
Sorry,
Oh, no.
Inverse,
That's
if
10
you're
seconds.
watching this.
And just like that,
Disgusting.
it's flipped on its head.
He's going for the kill.
Oh my god, he's got the timing.
Even
Oh
just
my god, Specs.
9 seconds.
Oh
and
my
this
god,
guy goes for the
Specs.
chow. Like, I'm watching
Specs!
I'm in this game and I'm like, this
Specs,
guy's
bow
crazy.
down! You're watching that
Bow
face.
And
down!
this is the specs we wanted to see coming out. Search.
Unbelievable!
The one.
Does he get Jack?
He
He
gets
gets
Jack
Jack
as
as
well.
well. Edge of my seat, like right here.
We'll
Does he
watch
get
it
three?
again.
No, he does.
That's a nice
But
trade.
it goes through again. Like,
switch to him
quick enough. We're
get
when we get to
Versus
when he gets that kill, I'm like, oh,
HP,
oh
he's got
there's a
day
chance.
box.
Like, we're here.
Versus
Yes.
still
As
underneath him.
soon as I fly out that arch,
Shots are in!
oh,
Shots are in!
do it, do
Inverse!
it.
Specs
Oh, no.
listened to
But 10
his
seconds.
IGL.
And just like that, it's flipped on its
me,
head.
He's going
he
for the
listened
kill.
to me,
Oh my
I
God,
told
he's
him to
got the
plant the
timing.
bomb. And this
Oh
guy
my
goes,
God,
nah,
Specs.
I'm going for the chow.
Oh my god, Specs!
GG's. We win the
Specs!
I told him, yeah.
Specs,
8 seconds,
bow
9 seconds
down!
to plant the bomb. But he,
Bow
he
down!
so close,
The specs we wanted
he
to
heard him
see
around
coming
the area,
out.
just thought, I'm
Search.
confident.
Unbelievable!
Flying at him, so fair play. You know, if he loses it, it's a different conversation, but
But
it
Props.
stays
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
Proximity
it
says
is.
in the chat that commentary makes the clip 10 times better.
It's
as
high
well.
risk,
I
high reward.
I
but
appreciate
fair
that,
play,
man.
mate.
I'll take that.
I've
gas.
also got something to add about that map. I think it was that map.
it's the super
Old
one.
man Deeks made a play call. 4-man
we've got a
P1.
It was that map.
4-man P1.
Former, yeah. You don't know if you
And-
can even pick it up
yeah.
quick now, but it's on the stream.
It was game over.
We're 5-1 up, and I said
Oh,
someone hit
Daddy.
P1 with me. Spec said, "I'm coming P1 with you." I was like, "Actually, fuck it, all come P1 with me," and we just four times Deddy P1, run up the street, hit him in the back. No one was watching it. GG's, nice win. That was what, our second series, Jack, and I think what we talked about as a team before we went into it was how we were a bit too scared on the S&D to make plays and to chow and actually try to. I think we were just waiting for the game to come to us. Where in that S&D there, we were like, look, just make these plays. Don't be scared to make the plays and see what happens. And in that map, in that situation, Inspector's clip of the week, and with obviously our play called Hit P1, it just showed that we listened and we did it right.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
It was,
you won't see anything like that again, or will you?
It was the most frigage I've ever seen. But you know what?
We'll pull that out in
It
playoffs.
worked.
We'll be game 5, round 11. We'll pull that out.
But yeah, so I guess the next topic is CDL. Talk about the CDL this weekend. So
Get your predictions in the
result-wise-
chat, boys. Who's winning tonight? Who's
Yeah,
winning
I was-
tonight?
I was gonna say predictions, please. I mean, we've
So
got
for
to get
people
some
that
of
we
this.
don't know, let's get the schedule up of tonight.
I know what
I'm
I'm gonna
hoping,
say here in chat. By the way, United starts in 4 minutes. Well, guess what? I don't care.
Just-
You wanna
yeah.
Yeah, but United are bad.
realistically,
So
right? This is coming from a United fan, me right now myself. Why?
Optic
Why are you
choke,
still trying to
optic
watch us? We're
choke.
gonna get beat, man.
Phase
We're,
win
we're
for
a joke
Zappy.
right now. We're a joke.
I don't think you're shooting as well as you are if you're Optic and not winning the
Optic
series,
off
mate.
fees.
I can see a Thieves. I watched that Thieves phase game. Thieves are just a different animal at the moment.
Mm.
Yeah, but so are Optic.
No, see, I agree with Jack. That Thieves game last night was.
I
was
didn't watch
something
it, to be
different.
fair.
Yeah, they
I am
they
going
looked like
with
a force on the map. Octane was just mopping everything in like the first 2
Even
minutes.
He's been
Draza.
he's
Draza as
Dra-
well was
Draz's
unbelievable.
4-piece.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Oh, we also won the hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
it
saw
was
that one.
nuts, mate. Yeah, it was nuts.
That's gonna be a very, very good series to watch.
Optic are coming out in 3-0 in Thieves. That's my prediction.
Yeah.
So we've
It's going to
got-
be the quickest 3-0 yet.
Do you know
Okay,
what?
so
Nah.
So let's get everyone's. Let's go for everyone's then. So Thieves Optic, Sean. Well, you got 3-0 Optic.
3-0 Optic, yeah.
Shawnee.
3-1. That's it. You gotta
Okay,
give him a
Jack.
bit more credit.
I've got 3-2 Optic.
3-2. Okay.
I've
Nate?
got 3-2 Optic.
I'm gonna have a swift 3-0. I think it's gonna happen. I think it's inevitable. What's gonna
For who?
happen? So
They've,
For Optic,
they're looking
Yeah.
absolutely just unstoppable on hardpoint, man. Like they're
Yeah.
just
they really are.
no. It's like, especially with that addition into like the new guy Ghosty as well, like the new kid on the block, mate. He's diffy.
He started off slow,
He-
but
you
the
got
difference now.
going into a
even when
an
he does drop low
organisation like that.
numbers, they're still destroying teams.
Yeah. But like think of the pressure he's got to play under when he first gets his feet under the
No,
net.
yeah, of
Like,
course.
You've just joined Optic, probably arguably the biggest team in the scene. Like
Yeah.
everyone
I
is
feel
constantly
like,
gonna judge what you do.
First time they've
I-
ever picked up a challengers player.
Exactly.
Optic
feel
as
like-
an org.
Yeah, I feel like I am Ghosty in my gameplay. If I liken to myself a player,
My
it's
man has
Ghosty.
just compared himself to
Just have to
Ghosty.
Ghosty.
Yeah,
Nah,
I'm
just
saying that
stop.
because this guy he'll jump in the hill, he'll call those plays. He's not going to be dropping the biggest numbers, but without him, they don't win the hard
That's the
points
other
without
thing
him.
I was gonna say.
Ghosty can hold his controller though. That's the
Yeah. see, if you would have said Casper the Ghost because you're non-existent on the map, I wouldn't agree with you. But mate, you come off it, like Jesus.
Okay, so FaZe and subliners.
3-2
3-1
face.
phase.
Hold on, one at a
I
time. One at a
don't
time.
know,
Go.
you know.
Right, Sean.
I've got-
Sean, where are you going?
3-2 phase.
Okay, Shawnee.
See, a part of me just knows that I should back phase, but I don't know, man. Subliners nah, I think I'm gonna go 3-1 phase actually. Yeah, can't see it. They're too strong. Subliners ain't it.
Jack.
3-0 phase.
3-0. Okay. An A.
3-1 phase.
Okay, I was gonna go 3-1 as well. 3-1 phase.
Yeah,
I think
next
that's
up.
just.
I'm hoping for 3-0's 3-0 so that the series, the grand final, doesn't start at like 1 in the morning.
Literally.
I'm fine. I'm night shift. I'll get to watch it.
Okay, so well, I guess who do we
So then-
expect? Who do we think is going to make it to the grand finals then?
I think it would be
Thieves
a phase Optic.
Thieves Optic.
Thieves.
You reckon?
I think it'd be a phase Optic final.
FaZe Optic.
I think, yeah, and I think I can see a rematch FaZe Thieves in the losers final. I think with
Yeah.
different maps, after the series yesterday, I can just see a FaZe 3-2, and then they'll come up and play Optic, but without the advantage. Well, mind you, there's no winner's advantage bar vetoes,
No,
is it
yeah.
really? So,
No.
but then I wouldn't think when you're Optic, you think you take all the hard points, you probably take the controls. It's whether you take the S&Ds against a team like FaZe, but yeah.
Talking
I'm
about
going for an
FaZe,
Optic FaZe.
talking about FaZe there, we've got a question after it that I think might be a biggie on that.
Mm.
So predictions for the grand finals. What
I'm
you reckon?
Optic taking it, like, was it best of
Yeah,
seven
I
grand final?
I think it's stupid
think-
to not back Optic there in the grand
It's not
final.
best of nines anymore, is it? It's best of
Nah,
seven.
it's best of
best of seven.
sevens.
Best of 7. But I think it'd be stupid not to back them. Like they've just looked absolutely incredible.
I'm taking Optic 5-2
Yeah.
grand final winners. Oh, two
Yeah.
best of fives. Lewis
it?
says 2 best of fives. Is it this
Oh,
week?
I thought it was
No,
a
it's not. It might be because it's the pro-am, but it's not been in the CDL.
maybe maybe. I could have. To be honest, it's
If it's 2 best of fives, that's. I mean, I'm still
Yeah,
taking.
that
I
might-
don't think it is. I think it's one best of
Best of
seven.
seven.
Best of
Yeah,
seven.
I'm taking Optic 5-2 against FaZe. Best of
That's
seven.
weird because they would have won it by 4. But
Wait, hold on. So what would that make it? What would that make it then?
40.
4-2.
You are,
I take it
you are,
Yeah.
you are just a
Yeah.
gift that keeps on giving. You are.
I was adding them up. Yeah, my math weren't mathing.
This is your owner, by the way. This is who you think comes up with everything and manipulates all this turning wheel. You don't know what's going on in that brain. Mate.
We'll
4-2.
get back
4-2
to that
odds for the
question.
final.
We'll get back to that question once we finish the CDL.
Yeah.
Good predictions for any league games.
God, everyone's just always in a rush.
Yeah.
Everyone's just
So
always in a hurry.
next CDL question. Was Slasher the correct move for FaZe?
Yeah.
S&D wise, yes. Everything else.
The thing
no.
is, you don't tell those 3 players how to play the game, and it depends on what if Slasher's just like, having good vibes and letting them do their thing, then it should be fine. But if Slasher's in there trying to tell the 3 players what to do, it ain't gonna be working. So I just think it depends on how he turns up on the day. If he's shooting, then they're probably gonna win most games. But I mean, against an Optic, I just don't see.
My thing with Slasher is I don't think it's a good pickup, but then I don't know who they
Who
would have
else?
got. Like, who would be a better pickup? Like, I don't think there was any good
just-
pickups for FaZe.
He's proven in it. He's been around for absolute donkeys. He's won. It's just a proven pick. But I would have liked to see him take a little bit of a risk and go, not elsewhere, but maybe look into sort of challenges or try and bring a new guy in and see if he can run it up. Because you've got Beans coming in. You've got like all these other kids.
I think FaZe right now play better with RCs instead of Slash on that team.
It's just the S&D that Slasher is just.
Good.
The way I would compare it, and
This-
I'd hate to do it because I'd hate to make your head any bigger, but I compare Slasher to a Deeks of Vanguard with the S&D. The S&D,
Yeah, Vanguard.
the aged head of Sean in S&D on Vanguard was just next level. Whereas that's what you've got with Slasher, I think, at the minute in S&D, and everything else, like Sean. He's awful at respawn, like Slasher.
No, hey, I can't contain this anymore. Sorry to the stream because I've just been pulling some mad faces. But from you teamed with Deeks in Vanguard, there was no aged head brain.
Yes, there was.
Honestly,
No, there
in S&D
wasn't.
there
Like
was.
that.
No, there
You
was.
relied on me, Jack or Prime, to get a first pick and make the play, and you just sat there and
I
mocked it
remember
and planted
playing
bombs.
S&D last year with Sean, and Sean says, right, we'll do this play call on Berlin. He sent 2 of us to the statue in mid map on Berlin.
Yeah.
Don't know why.
He goes, you two just push in statue. I'll sit here top fire, and I was like, right, all right. Both ran out statue. One gets pinched from secret, and the other one just dies anyway. And we're like,
I meant one watch that secret door, and nobody watched that secret door. But I can't do it all for you. I can.
but I must admit that says a lot about us as well because we shouldn't have listened to that guy. So we just like, you know what? Let's run.
If Specs and Mids are in here still, I need you to put put it in the chat because my S&D this season, this game.
No,
boys,
no,
come
Well, apart
this
from
game
your,
has been dog.
apart from your
Apart from the
three
game,
kills,
just then.
Your SD has been awful
apart
this
from the
season.
three
I'm
kills,
sorry.
yeah.
My S&D has not been awful.
You've gone neg almost every single S&D.
You need me back.
Think about going neg, mate. I'm winning 1v3
S&D is
still.
all
I've
about
got
getting more kills and dying.
In
That's all
black.
S&D is.
Nah, mate.
Nah, man.
Nah,
He
the
does
guy-
get.
Okay,
he
yeah, I
gets
fell off
given
the
a
map
lot-
once.
Yeah.
He gets given a lot of stick, but he is
Right,
alright.
moving on from Slasher. I seen something on Twitter the other day. Do Optic drop Huke for Pred?
No.
Not this COD.
No.
Nah,
Because as a roster of Simp, Abizi, Selim, and Pred, that sounds pretty scary. I would say Simp on the flex.
see,
Yeah, but then you're hoping that Simp picks up an AR as well as he does the sub. I just think it's all about timing, and I just think the way they're playing right now with the chemistry they've got, I don't think you touch that roster. I think you leave it as is. If they don't if they don't win this next couple of majors and then champs, it's a
Yeah.
different story. But if they're
Yeah.
playing the way they're playing now till now to the end of the season, you don't touch
I'm
that.
saying for this COD, Pred doesn't go Optic.
yeah,
Is
you,
that-
you took the words out of my mouth
leave
there.
it
Really.
as
I mean,
is.
there's nothing else to say. I mean, Ethan said it as well. I was going to say like the thing as well. Shotzi and Hook playing together, like it is a joke.
Who's
how
to say
they
that
are.
Shotzi and Pred would play as good as
same.
they are right now?
No,
They
no,
could,
I know,
so they
no, I
all
know,
just
I know what
fly,
you're trying to
but-
say. And like Pred is disgusting, but like the way they are currently playing at the moment,
Diamonds are
I-
just
It's not
fantastic.
worth. It's not
Yeah.
worth.
I
the
think
change
like
up.
you said, you sort of leave it around, see if they do pick up this major, they do
Yeah.
like, go on a bit of a run, and then like just reconsider them. But right now, I don't think they've got any desire and should have any desire on making that change really.
Agreed.
Looking in the
Um,
chat there, people are saying Octane Arcees.
Instead
Yeah,
of
Zappy
Ghost.
again-
Zappy said
Ghosty.
See-
Optic drop. If Optic don't win champs, they drop Huke for RCs.
See, right here, because Arcety's name is getting thrown out a lot, right? And I'm gonna make a little wild, not prediction, but like a little statement here. Arcety's has been absolutely dreadful.
Agreed.
Since
But-
E United days when he won on bloody IW or whatever it was.
Nah,
Like,
he
he
was
has
good at
been
Modern Warfare on the
woeful.
Huntsman team.
No,
And he was good at Cold War. He was unreal at Cold War. Phase 1, everything on Cold War.
Cold War
That-
was
that's
good,
just- that's
but when
just
you're
what I'm
winning
gonna see,
everything,
but-
it makes it look better.
I-
When you
I
watch
just
the
think-
best two subs in the
You know what?
game.
I think
I
this
just think-
season,
Go on.
I think he's playing with bad people, and that makes a good
it-
player
It
be
does.
bad.
Yeah, and like, do you know what? I might admit it's not exactly it's not a bad take. I've seen bad take in the chat, but like, that's just he's not been woeful because he's a pro player. He's fucking disgusting, but like, he has not been sort of as on it as he was.
Agreed. He's not been
Like,
good
he's-
since Cold War. I agree with Ethan there, but I'm just saying this season. I mean, he went from playing with Neptune, Huke, and Spark. I mean, Spark was a question mark to then them picking up their academy team and playing with Joe Deceives, Exceed,
Yeah,
and
like,
Assault.
Don't get me wrong,
Like,
his team didn't help. Like, don't get me
he
wrong,
was brought
he
in
was
to
shot.
be. They spent a bag on him, and he
Yep.
was supposed to have like a god squad around him. And all of a sudden, he went from having a god squad to
And they
bunch
gave
of
Sparta a
jam-
3-year deal.
That
Yeah.
entire org's going bust at the end of the year, ain't it?
yeah. So our season will be on
It's
the move.
gone.
It's just where he ends up.
Where
But
he
no,
goes.
I fully expect Optic to say
But-
the same.
No,
Yeah.
I think RC's is looking worse with the team around him.
Yeah.
100%.
Sure.
Yeah.
Can see, right?
Yeah, he's better than Slasher, I think, in my opinion. Maybe not been shown it this season, but I just think you just know what you get with him, and the right players around him, in the right system. He's the man.
Yeah.
This one can be put out to the chat. Who qualifies for champs? Legion, Ravens, Gorillas, Mutineers, or Rocker?
Rocker's probably got it at this point. I think they got it in their hands, aren't they? They have to lose to Paris, or Paris have to beat them,
Yeah. they
and
do,
still
yeah,
have results
yeah.
go there against them. I think Paris have done it with them now this season after this weekend.
I just think it's too much of a feat
Yeah.
to climb. Like, yeah, it's
If they won their two series, or at least got through a couple of rounds of losers, then different story. But I think dropping the way they dropped Legion, or Vegas, sorry, dropping the way they dropped, I just see Rocker taking that now.
So
Quite like
current,
the Fame move as well. Fame's nasty at the game.
it's like
Fame's
Sean
been
Ryan,
very good.
no-brainer. Am I right?
I don't even know. I don't think they've got better with Fame. I think I still don't think their Rocker are much better than they were, but they've obviously just had a bit of a better placing so far this weekend.
Well, yeah, current standings, Vegas and Rocker are both on the same amount of points in 8th and 9th.
Yeah, and they play again. They play not this. They play in the running up to champs, don't they? So,
But Vegas is technically 8th because of their map.
but look at Vegas' schedule for this.
Oh, their next major is chalked.
Yeah. So you expect them to go like, unless they cause an upset, maybe like 1-4, 0-5.
0-5.
Starting losers, and have to go on an unreal losers run whilst Rocker also do poorly. Yeah, I just think Rockers probably they'll do enough to see it out.
Yeah.
So another question. On Twitter, there's people on both sides of the story that I've been seeing, or both sides of the argument. Is Scraps' banter and his energy good or bad for the scene?
I don't know why that's a question. It's good.
Yeah,
it has to be like.
It's stupid, man.
It's annoying. That's even a question.
I think the entertainment he brings is just incredible. Like it.
And then especially
I want to say it's like
say-
Sensor down in the like the challenger, but it's not. It's like it's even better than that because Sensor's just wild.
Would
Yeah.
you say that
Like-
it's the? I guess you would call it banter, or yeah, we'll go with banter. I guess would you say the banter has been dry between before Scraps and say, like back in the old days of COD? Would you say it's got dry almost?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
No banter's the right word, but it's just it feels like there's no COD
More-
personalities anymore.
There's more shithousery in the scene
Look,
with
like,
him
look.
being there.
I'm going to bring up a perfect example. Look at like you think back to further CODs. Look at Aches when Aches used to be in the scene. Like people
Oh,
at the
loads of them.
storylines, like just like Optic Phase, for example, as well. Like the storylines and the not the hatred, but like the atmosphere it brings around it and the way players went after each other. Like it made it better than what it is. Like it adds to that viewership. It adds to the hype. Like someone like that right now in the scene is perfect. It's what it needs.
You've also got
What-
Ghosty there, kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
Ghosty. He's giving it some verbal nowadays, and you know what? Rightly so, because he's frame. But
Well, I think it's since the change as well from the CWL to the CDL, right? You've got way less players in the scenes. It's harder to just like change up rosters, so you're not getting those rivalries built
yeah,
anywhere near as often.
yeah.
Draws a beef with FaZe every time. That's always a.
Draza beefs everyone, and he voice cracks every time he shouts, and it's so irritating.
So does Draz. Misses apparently she beefs everyone as well.
Yeah.
But I think you can't fake storylines. Like there
No,
will
you
be
can't.
a couple of years where there's like loads of beef back and forth. Then there'll be a couple of years where it's not because teams will change. I think the Huntsman Empire, the first season, the first MW season, when I think there's a clip of Scumpy getting up and going out of Crim 6. Like that's a good clip.
Was it
So
Af-
those were good, but that was
You
a
know what?
storyline behind it.
You know what's just popped into my head? Right. You know what we need? We need a bit of Carl versus the Frenchies at LAN, mate. That's what we need.
Oh my
We need
God,
a bit of Carl versus the Frenchies, mate. Get a bit of beef going. Get them escorted out the
4 for 11
premises.
Carl
Yeah,
fighting Frenchies.
like a little Rottweiler / Chihuahua just nibbling at your knees, mate.
What
Damn
was it
it.
that what was it that happened on Scump Stream? Was it yesterday or the day before or last night with
with Clayton.
Clay? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think
yeah,
Hydra was just trying to get in
Being
his
a
face,
bitch.
wasn't he? In a bit
Yeah.
of a disrespectful way. So
But
Clay
I think
being Clay was just
yeah,
not
I
having
think I guess we're all in the agreement that that is what the COD scene needs. We need that
Yeah.
aggression, that banter, that
It needs
back
that
and forth.
personality. It's
Yeah.
just not there.
Yeah.
Because I get like it's become such a big thing, and it is like it's before it was just enjoying the game. Now it's full on jobs. Like they got to
Plus-
do everything by the book, so they lose that. But
yeah.
yeah, it's
And if you're a
Well,
player that shit talks every time as well, it's even more entertaining when that person loses as well
Mm.
and gets humbled.
course,
So
yeah.
vice versa, I think it goes both ways, and it's entertaining
they all
regardless.
just need to scream at each other,
Yeah.
make it fun.
Dead. Shit on.
Yeah,
Shit on.
yeah.
Question is, when do we attend a champs? I think we should get a big group of guys and go to champs.
I think they just need to have a
They
champ
need
in
to bring
London
a
personally.
fucking London major, and then we're
Yeah.
good to go. You know what I
we
mean?
need to run the Dutchland back first as a owner.
Yeah, agreed.
No, but
I
I like that idea. I like that idea. I mean, look, like if we attended an event like Champs, a massive group of us, that would
Unbelievable.
be an unbelievable weekend. Like it really would.
Yep.
Well, I think that leads on to another question that I'm sure people would want answered. What is not that we not that we know ourselves anyway at the minute, but what plans do we have for the rest of this year? What do we want to do? What do we want to achieve?
I know.
Spoilers incoming.
Yeah, I know.
Win
I
a-
know.
Win a
Look,
chip online on
This
LAN.
is what I was about to say. Like a chip on LAN is going to be first and foremost one that just we all I think will put out there,
Yep.
and it is something that we need. But again, just in terms of chips, like online as well.
Just win.
I think we
Yeah,
said like
a
at
few
least
more.
3 of the teams this year that we'd be happy with if 3 teams brought back that
We
that
want a
chip.
minimum of 3 chips.
Yeah, like
from our
nothing
team.
less, but like
Well,
minimum.
yeah. There's 8 XP teams and 6 Katana teams.
Yeah.
Right? So 14 chances. We want 3.
I
So
think
that's all we're asking for. Just 3.
No.
So,
That's
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the
1 in
basic.
5.
You have been
One
warned.
in
If
5
you don't
won.
perform, you're dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look at old Sapphire and Hugo. We didn't have a problem dropping them.
No.
No, but like in terms of chips, I think that's our aim. Obviously, the land chip that's going to be huge. I mean, we fell short just last time round, the top 3. I mean, that could have been a potential chip. I still swear by that. That definitely could have been something that we found ourselves in a final, but just
Yeah.
a new environment and stuff like that is one of them things.
Yeah. So just winning basically, and then
I-
once you win, you can then just take that even bigger step and
I-
win a challengers event. That's
Well,
the
look
the
to
ult-
start, getting
Yeah.
name
I think
out in
it's
challenge.
more like natural progression. I don't think there's
Yeah.
anything we can physically do at the
Yeah.
moment.
No.
Nah.
No,
We just need to grow as an org, I would say.
Mhm.
and I was about to say that's sort of the only thing really. Like in
Yeah.
terms of what would we want to achieve, it's making sure that we solidify what we have, but also grow. Like this right now, becoming a weekly thing. Making sure that we stay on top of like other socials as well. We've got the YouTube
Mhm.
shorts going on. We've got the TikTok going on. Casting the games. Like,
Go and
all
follow
that,
it if you
all that,
haven't.
yeah, literally, you'll
Spread
see
the
it.
word.
Yeah, you'll see
Retweet
it.
everything.
You'll see it knocking about. You'll see it on the stream at the end.
Docs, I see in the chat.
You just gotta keep an eye on it, man, because we got some good stuff coming. And I actually don't know if I can say this right now, so I'm gonna try and look at Buff, look him in the eye, wink at him, nudge him, give him. We did actually talk about something yesterday. I'm not sure if he can comment. I don't know. Is this
so-
something that we can push out or not? I mean,
you know
we
what?
were skeptical, but I
You know
feel like
what? we'll just say it.
yeah.
You're doing it. He's going
Okay,
for it.
we'll
I've-
say it. So
This is it. This is it, stream. Follow right now.
I actually
This
don't know
is
what's
it.
going on. I actually don't know
Yeah,
what
don't.
this is.
This
Neither does
is
Jack.
it, mate.
Nope.
Neither does
I don't know
Jack.
either.
Time is now.
right, this is it. I'm going to say it now. This is the record. It's going to happen, regardless of any difficulties or anything. It's going to happen. The 1st of May, you can pre-order your hoodies on the website.
Yeah,
Go get 'em. The
Boys!
1st of May. Put it in the calendar. Get the timer on. The 1st of May. They'll be released officially.
The 1st of May. Let me
Which
repeat it.
will-
The 1st.
Yeah,
We'll send
But
out
again-
one of those Armageddon alerts. Everyone will know.
yeah. I want to also just to comment on that. Again, it goes back to us not rushing with things. I think
Yeah.
I know we've taken our time, and pretty much we'll be close to a year from when these were very first made. I mean, this is the original one. That was one of the first ones. So we're probably almost a year after, but it's because we want to make sure we do it right. We're not just someone that we're doing this properly. So thank you
We
for the
could have-
patience
I
from
mean,
everybody.
we've said it so many times. We could have released these 6,
Yeah.
9 months ago. Like we could have just shut them out, but we wanted to pick the right hoodie. We wanted to get the right design, the right stitching, making the website the right way, the way we want it, getting the photos done the right way, not just shitty little photos or graphic designs or anything like that. Everything was done the way we want to get it done, and it's the
And
same.
you
it
are
goes the
not
same with
going
the
to be
org.
disappointed.
No,
No,
you won't be
and
disappointed.
the people in the chat that already have the hoodies, the quality on them,
Oh,
they're not shit.
They are, nah,
Yes,
they are
you
very,
go,
very
yes.
comfortable.
Yeah,
The
we
answer's
will be
yes,
able to
yeah.
ship it to you, mate.
But what I
Um,
will say is,
Go on.
get a size larger. Get one size up.
so yeah, I was going to touch on that. So the thing with the hoodies is because they're so heavy and they're so thick, because they're made well. If you're if you wear say a large and it's getting a bit tight, say you put on a few pounds, get an extra large hoodie. Get a size up.
Yeah,
if you're a little
order a
bit tight.
size up. Unless
Yeah.
you are. I mean, this is a small. I'm a small person. This fits me perfectly. But some people like there's a little bit baggy. If I was somebody that wanted it a little bit baggy, I'd have gone for medium. A medium for me still fits really nice, and I'd be happy with it. I have a small because it's just more of a snug fit. But if you like your comfort, you like your slightly baggy feel, order a size up. That's the
Yeah.
advice.
Yeah.
That's what I've done. I normally wear a large, but I like baggy clothes, so I always wear an extra large in these hoodies.
Yeah. And
It's
you are
obviously
getting
very biased in
huge.
me saying this, but the hoodies are unbelievable to wear. They're so nice. We've not. It's not a. It's not a. We've not done it for a money grab or anything like that.
No.
We wanted to. The way the clothing line started is we wanted to have our own clothing line, and we could say this is ours. We and us. We are wearing our own clothes. You know, we make the clothes that we wear. And when we went and picked, to the suppliers, they gave us a bunch of options. Said these are the cheapest. So obviously you make your margins better on this and whatnot. And we've picked the most expensive one because of how good they are. They're
Oh, they're so.
unbelievable.
Yeah,
Oh,
these
we've
are the
picked
hoodies that you would
perfect
buy
hoodie.
yourself, and yeah, we've made them because we would wear them ourselves, and that's the main thing. They're not poor quality. Then after a couple of months, they're not going to just wane off. These patches, they aren't just going to
They're
fall
fully
out after a
embroidered.
month. Like they're going to stay there.
I mean, Callum,
Forever.
stand up and show them the hoodie. Look how thick that one is.
Oh, you want me to,
Although
wait, you want to see this hoodie?
Or even
Callum,
Emmy.
Oh, wait.
and Jack, you take your tassels out, don't you? You're not tassel people.
do.
Nah, he doesn't. He ain't a
Nah.
sassel boy. And
But
look,
they
like,
look good with or
do you know
without
what?
them.
While he's getting the hoodie there, I appreciate it.
Look
I've put him.
This is that. Wow, I don't know if
this
you
is
can
a
I'm not
show
going to
this.
show. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Oh,
Show it.
this might be a bit of a no.
Show the colour of the hoodie.
Just show the back,
don't
yeah, just show the back.
patch.
Show the back. I think the patch got in a little
Yeah,
bit,
it did.
but
It did. It did. It did.
it's-
It did.
It's fine.
but anyway, the long wait has allowed for a lot of different color combinations to form
Yep.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and-
it will definitely be worth it.
I'll
And
give a
on
little
that
insight.
long wait,
I'll give a little insight in the first drop. So the first drop, you won't be able to get colors like this. The first drop will just be the
Generic.
white and black hoodies. But straight after the first drop, once first drop goes, it'll be on a pre-order basis, and then we get the hoodies in and we send them off to you. After that, the next drop will be hoodies of different colors. So we've got I've packaged up other colors, but we've got teddies that have got yellow hoodies on. You've got pink ones. We have done loads of colors already. So after the first drop,
Get one of the packages
more.
and show it how sick the
Yeah.
packaging is.
Yeah, like
okay.
this is the thing as well, right? So when we ship them to you, it's not just a case of slap it in a little box, mate.
It's not
like,
just-
that's
yeah.
it, get it off.
This
and
is
done.
done
Like,
properly
the-
from start to finish.
the reason it's took this long, and I appreciate I've just put Buff on the spot a little bit there, and the customization's nuts, and it's down to the packaging as well. Like the hoodies are sick, but everything's done with genuine passion about the brand and the clothing itself. Like it's not just force fed down your throat or buy it. Yeah, they're amazing. Like they genuinely are amazing. They genuinely are the best quality ever.
So,
And
And you are going to want, you will want different combinations for different outfits. You're going to want to have a few. So again, they'll all come soon after the first drop.
So
And look at
just,
this.
Just to give a little preview of how they're packaged, they get put in these frosted white Ziploc bags, right? Nice, I like them. Then they get put in one of these bags, and I don't have one that's out the packaging at the minute. But if you see on the camera, let me lock.
there's no address showing, is there, on a sticker?
No, I'm not showing that. So if I do that, so you're. Let me turn this off.
Yeah, you can see that. Yeah,
Can you see it?
Kind
A little
of.
bit.
Yeah, there we go. Now we
there
can.
you go.
That's good.
So
There you go.
that is the first layer of packaging. So you get your own customized, whatever color teddy you get, that's the sticker. And then, obviously, without showing somebody's address, then that is what you get on the outer packaging. But yeah, I mean, it takes a long time to package them up. Let me tell you that. I'll cut out loads of teddies, but anyway, it's all about. I think with me and the way things have been done, we've done well at putting in the small detail and the. I think that's what comes out, and that's what people notice. I think is the little details and little touches, the time that people take. I think that's what people notice a lot more than these big brands that literally that will just put an item of clothing in a bag and send it off to you, and that's it. So they are done right, and we're happy with them at the end of the day. So
Very happy.
And I genuinely believe that that's why, like, as much as I know some of you definitely knew, like, we'd been teasing this for a while, and it was getting like,
Yeah,
like you are not gonna be disappointed.
these are never going to be
anyway.
released
Like,
at that
You'll-
point.
yeah,
But
like,
yeah,
You'll
Yeah, you
forget
can.
about the weight as soon as you get your
Yeah,
hoodie.
like the
100%.
attention to detail, the work that's gone on behind the scenes, like everyone that's been involved has done an absolute phenomenal job, and it's just been incredible to see. And I'm actually finally glad that it's at a position
there.
where we can start getting it out there and actually get the ball rolling.
We can give you a
because-
date.
Yep.
Yeah.
And once you have them on, see the amount of people that have been out and they've given me weird looks and asked me what it is. Like I've even bought a hoodie for my barber.
Yeah,
toughest barber.
I've got my barber's got one in his
Yep.
shop window now as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was I going to say? Touching on what Jack just said about when you have them on, everybody comments on them. Everyone. I went and seen I went and watched the KSI fight in London, and me and met up with Vinay, and we went to just a random bar. And as soon as we walked in, the guy behind the bar
Yeah.
said, "What is that hoodie? That is sick. I want one." I was like, "I am."
Get
one
on
of
this
the
one
owners
then.
and makers."
I am
You
the
did.
hoodie.
You went on the fucking work computer, had got on Insta, and instantly followed
Yeah.
it. Just
Instantly. Like I think the other thing that you've got to think about as well is because we're a fast growing org. I mean, not to boast us up too much, but you get one of these early on, like say these black and white ones. Some of these designs may not come back out again,
No.
right?
Yeah.
Where there's,
They might not.
I'll do another little teaser. There's something coming in October that will definitely 100% be a one-off. There won't
Be
be
a
any
limited
more. Once
edition.
they're released, that's it.
We'll have,
And you,
but we'll
you
have that. We'll have
must
drops.
Get one.
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
October.
the October ones.
You must get one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Right then, boys. So
Um,
now we've done all that, shall we look at the games
Let's-
ahead?
Yeah. Let's wrap
quick
this
into
up.
this and get
Looking,
this wrapped.
we are running a little long here.
Yeah.
Up to about
We
an hour.
said
So we
20 to 30 minutes. It's now an hour and a half.
who said
Yeah.
20? I've
No.
got about an hour to hour and a half.
About an hour.
We're up,
But we're doing well. We're doing well. boys.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
so
about
we've
on
got-
schedule.
Let's start with today, right?
Wait.
Oh.
Can we tease what Shawnee's been working on?
Yes.
Oh,
I would-
we could. Or
Dunno,
we could save
depends
that
on
for
how
next
far
week.
he's got.
No, maybe
Should we
not,
say-
not show anything, but just say
Yeah.
there's.
Yeah. All
Uh,
right. Okay. I
alright,
mean, what
go
do
on.
you think? What do you think? I reckon we can do it.
Well, we
okay,
don't
we'll
have a
do it.
date. We don't have a
We'll
date
do
yet.
it. We'll do
But-
it.
We don't.
Listen, there is no date. I can't give you the date. You can't get excited and be like, ah. But a lot of time and effort is being put in. I mean, obviously we've got the brilliant hoodies, but if it gets a bit warm and we're on land, it gets a bit warm, you don't want to get that hoodie on. What else can you wear? What else can you wear to represent us? We've got 'em. We're working on them. The jerseys. They're here.
They will be soon. There's no date yet. Can't confirm a date.
No
but
dates
we've
on
got
those.
designs. We've got a place to get them from, and we'll
Yep.
set up our own shop where you can buy them from.
Yep,
But
there
they
is
will
going to be a team shop.
Surfy says
Yeah,
tank
tank
top.
Hannah's
No,
in
it's
trouble.
Hey,
Hannah's
Zappy,
in
the
trouble.
jersey will look like a tank top
Hey,
on
yeah,
you.
but I say it will look like
So
a tank
buff.
top on you.
Yeah, you're just gonna roll it up.
He won't even need to. Like, he'll put his arm in it. He'll just. But no, look,
But,
it's been
yes.
something that it's been a thought for a while, I think. But now, again,
Yep.
especially with the the hoodies, jumpers, fuck off,
Don't even.
hoodies. Yeah, don't even.
Don't get him
myself.
started, please.
No, exactly. Like it had to get the ball rolling, and especially if we're going to start attending lands like we have been. Now's a better time than any,
Yeah.
I think it was a
100%.
thought from all the way back in Sheffield.
Sheffield, when we
God,
just
had,
didn't have
You,
the-
you
let's be
had
honest,
jerseys, but
it
was
was terrible.
yeah.
They
It was,
weren't
it was rushed. We didn't have enough time, and
We didn't.
And in hindsight, we probably shouldn't have done anything and just kept it as the hoodies. But
Yeah.
we wanted
Yeah.
something, and something was better than nothing. But
But we live
what
and
I
we
will
learn.
say, what I will say as well is because it's going to have that team shop aspect, so you can go on there and get yourself one.
Buy it yourselves.
You
Yeah.
will also be amazed again at the attention to detail and the customization. Like,
100%. Right,
yeah.
let's get these
Right,
schedules up
games.
then, boys.
So we got 4 games today. Well, possibly
4 games
4.
tonight. Wow, yeah.
Do we know what's
So-
happening with Onyx?
Do we?
I don't know,
Zappy,
Zappy,
Any
in the
news?
chat right now, Zappy.
Wow.
What's happening with Onyx, brother? Is it still going ahead? Is it not? Is
Excuse
it
me.
shorts? Is it in the water? Is another team ran off from you? Like, what's going on?
First words, mate. Here we go.
pull up the diamond games whilst we're
Yeah,
So Diamond got
You can pull it up.
what we put
Basically, Div 2 have merged their 2 groups
Yes.
together because of a lack of teams, lack of activity. So hopefully, if there's not games tonight, Zappy, I'm sure over the next, well, you've got 2 scheduled in, so we'll talk about them in a minute. But I'm sure they'll get those games will come flying through.
and you've got an extra week to play them as well. I think for
Yeah.
that Div 2. So
Right.
Mhm.
So what we got?
so Diamond, me and Callum
Yes, debut
We've
for the boys.
got our
Yep.
first games of the season back
Yeah,
to
Come
back.
watch Daddy Buff.
7
Against
p.m.
arguably the 2 best teams in the division, though.
in our
Yeah.
group. Yep. 7
Get them out of the
7
way.
p.m. 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah. 7 p.m. might be casted through the org,
I
possibly.
think it is, isn't it? Or is
it happening?
Shawnee busy?
Depends
It-
if
Shawnee
they've got.
Scrimming.
Let me
Depends
just
what
check the
they
team
got.
chat because they have said they're gonna try and think of something, but there's no plan. So
Right.
maybe it can get casted. Maybe keep your eye on
we'll
the
see.
Twitter, keep your eye on the Discord.
Yeah.
I will let you know because your boy's been missing, man. I've missed it. The other people have been taking up the mantle, but I need to
We've got to
create
see
some more
these
clips.
boys in action.
I need to create some more clips, man.
But like we said,
So,
the
you know.
2 of probably the hardest games in our group
Mm,
division, coming off a great season last
So
season.
2
in
0-3
six.
losses then, nice one. Right, swiftly moving on.
And the 9 p.m.
you'll-
game, who were looking good, who beat Aqua 3-0, which makes them look scary, but then they lost 3-2 to a team that we were shitting
And
on
that
in
call will
scrims.
tell you
So,
if they ran that back, they wouldn't have the same result. There
yeah.
was a close series.
I
could
think that
definitely
was
come
a
up with
case
wins.
of Aqua has been
on-
destroying people and got a
Lying.
bit too confident and not enough
Yeah.
respect for the other team.
yeah.
Yeah,
It was
agreed.
just simply
Okay.
But
a case of
we're
that.
confident in you boys and getting the job done there.
as long as I'm back to full strength, we
Yeah.
are alright. Because
I need
my
Callum
glow
could
back.
tell you,
It's
man.
all in your head, and
Oh.
it's all in your head.
Oh no, I was alright yesterday. I was a lot better yesterday. Just
Yeah,
getting
shooting
through it.
bots,
Going
that's
through the
why.
motions.
But
Any
this,
any other games? Any other games?
we got Axonite have a game at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. Who are they against?
Extreme
They're playing Extreme Ultra.
Ultra. Yeah.
Ooh.
Are they
I
the
feel like
ones
we're
with the really
building, like-
dodgy graphics?
Oh,
Oh,
I don't know who makes
he
them.
threw it out there. Yo.
I feel
Hey,
like
I
we've
weren't
got the
involved,
first.
Jordan. I weren't involved, but nah. I actually am gonna get involved because some of them are wild, brother.
Damn.
Like boy to boy, some of them are
Come on.
fucking horrendous.
And when you
I'll
say
be
you
real.
know they're bad, but you're still willing to put them out
Right.
there, it's like,
Like,
have
I
pride.
will add one thing.
Come on.
Oh,
careful,
no,
Jack.
no.
Jordan, right,
Careful, man.
Jordan is my boy.
Yeah, it's my boy, bro. I'm just saying.
Jordan does not make them
Good
anymore.
I do
No.
believe the early ones, the early doors. were
Yes,
made
the,
on
the
track,
early ones.
I
The
swear.
PlayStation ones.
Yes.
So-
The ones that his
And
little
also
sister
now
drew with
the
Crayola.
biggest shit talker in Div 4 is now making them.
Who?
And
Yeah.
Ro.
Right.
No way.
Yes.
That little rat.
Yeah.
Bro, if you somehow clip this, if you see
Yeah.
this, you're funny, but you're a prick. And you're
This is
also
it.
very shit at COD. Like,
Hey,
I'm,
it's what
I'm
the
throwing
scene
it out
needs.
there.
What the scene 22
Yeah,
Extreme Rivalry.
I love
Team
him,
needs
man.
it, team's
You
got
know
it.
what? He's
It's
a funny
happening.
little kid. I do like him, but boy, he's a rat, mate. Oh, I hate him. I like him, but I hate him. Ugh,
So,
gets me on the
so what's
nerves.
the prediction then for the X Night game?
I I will say 3-1 Axonite.
Have the other
Anything.
team played?
Yep.
Do we know?
No. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go.
I
I'm
don't-
3-0. 3-0.
What
Yeah.
have?
I don't know if the other
Don't-
team have played. I
Don't
don't
know
know
what
what
the
they're
other team's like. As long as it's a
just-
dub,
yeah.
I'm not caring.
I
I'm
didn't
sure the
ask you-
boys
I
will
didn't
come
ask
through.
you what you wanted. I said, what do you think's going to happen?
No, I think 3-1.
Yeah. So Sarah, I don't know what the other team's like. I'll go.
Oh,
I'll go
Lewis is
3-0.
saying they're going
Do we
to
know what that
100%
roster
on the
is?
The Ultra roster. Anybody know the?
I'm looking at it now. 1 second.
I don't have a clue who
So
the
Jack's
ultra
going
rest
against his
is.
boy.
Ray, Dan J, Viper, and Taco.
Jack
Oh,
was going against his boy Jordan.
It's a 3-0.
Oh.
It's a 3-0 sweep.
Hey, listen, Jack could have been an owner on that. You know, he could have been making the graphics
Yeah,
himself.
but he made the right decision.
Yeah,
that-
hold that, Jordan. Hold that. Hold it.
We
And-
stole your boy.
Just to make things worse, Ultra are currently 0-2.
Yeah, man.
Ooh,
Okay,
hold that.
it's a
Hold
3-0.
it.
I'll
Hold
take
it.
that.
Hold that.
3-0 to
Axonite
my
And you
boys.
wonder why he hates you.
I would love to know why he hated me because I get it now if he hates me. Don't bother me.
Nah,
But I don't know
it's-
why he did.
Get him in the chat.
You know what?
Get him in the chat.
What
Is he
I
active?
will add, we've
Let's see if
we've
he's
just we've just
He's playing
threw a bit
Destiny.
of
He's
shade.
active.
Nah, we threw a bit of shade, but you know what? I'm gonna have to say, from starting that up this year, he's done all right.
Oh,
to
no,
help
yeah.
the teams
yeah.
and he's
Massively.
done an incredible
100%.
job. Let me be
Yeah,
serious for a
great
minute.
job.
Like the amount of teams that he's got now, and sort of how solid they already are as the foundation. He's
And
done
look,
a great job.
Did he start that
yeah.
up on
And
his own
as
as well?
as an owner, I
Yes,
can
yeah.
100% like
Yeah.
get behind what he's doing and think, you know what, yeah, like you are.
I was about
doing
to
a
say,
good job.
as an owner and being behind the scenes and knowing what goes on,
Yeah.
I'll never ever put another org down or an owner
No,
what they've
no.
done.
Even though you
because-
just did. But
No.
yeah, cool.
No,
No,
yeah, it's,
no.
it's all fun and games. It's all fun and
The
games.
fact that
It's all
we
for the
can
rivalry.
split the work 5 ways and there's still so much to do.
Yeah.
We don't
These
beef
orcs-
with shit scenes.
Well, this
But
is it.
what I will say is,
That's worse.
I would say us, Extreme, they're a part of the orgs that have made this season, or this year, what it is.
Yeah.
You had the teams last year, you had your Ricochets, teams like that, but they're
Ah,
all
yeah.
moving away from Call of
Vitalised,
Duty.
Mistaken. Yeah.
Ah, yeah, you're up there.
So you just need these other orgs to step up. Org Alliance are another one they've stepped
Yeah,
up done well. So
Alliance have stepped up
Yeah.
a
yeah, there's a
lot.
few around.
yeah,
we're,
you're
we're on
doing
top.
some
Special mention to
22 on
is
top.
it Rogue Gaming
Hashtag
that's got about
22 on
is-
top.
is it Rogue Gaming that's got about 13 teams
They've
and
got
like
like
3
XP.
divs?
Yep. Something. They've got
That's
4
just a bit
teams
wild.
in one
but,
group in Div 7.
That's nuts. That's wild.
Nah,
Our
I'm
group. They have 4 teams in our group.
not gonna say what I was gonna say.
That is mental.
Personally, I wouldn't
Right.
do that, but I mean, each their own.
Yeah.
Well, boys, I think
There's not that many colours.
maybe us.
Anything
yeah.
else? I think that might be
Yeah.
us, you
So,
know.
well,
We've been
we'll
waffling
just-
a good
Yeah.
hour
We'll-
and nearly 40 minutes now, so
We'll finish on what we're going to do now, what these next shows every week are going to consist of. So, obviously, you're not going to get that first segment of how we started every week. That's not going to happen. So,
Of course.
the plan is every week we'll have a different guest on, whether it's in the org, in the league, in challenges,
Another org.
whatever
Get
it
Jordan
is.
on to respond to you.
yeah, hey, I want that. Get Prime in here.
there may
Get
also
him
not
in.
there may also not be all 5 of us on every week.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll just
But
see
as
how it-
many of us that can be there will be there.
Yes. As
Um,
much as you'd love to see these 5 beautiful faces every week, it just
Yeah.
sometimes isn't possible. And
And I was thinking in the Discord we may make a little channel. So
Some
you boys in
questions
the
to throw
chat,
at
if you've got
us.
questions to give us,
Yep.
segments that you would like to see.
you know
just
what?
put it
Who
in there.
knows? Some of yous might find yourself on here as a guest as well.
Yep.
You might do. You know, there's no saying you won't.
Definitely.
There'll be and you know, I think next week especially we'll discuss about the leagues that we're involved in, how they're running, the do's and don'ts that we've come across. You know, what we like about them, what we don't. Just stuff like that. Just general.
Just anything about the scene and in and out the scene. Really.
Yep.
And then obviously, if you guys want to see, let us know in the Discord or whatnot. What you want us to talk about? If you want us to talk about football, we'll have a little segment where we
Oh, just on that, any Spurs fans in here?
Oh my lord.
That is
What
shocking.
did it finish?
6-1, I think.
Right.
wasn't it?
One.
Look,
It's
before we start
embarrassing.
waffling about all this other shit,
Yeah,
now,
Yeah.
thank you everyone for tuning in. This has been it's been incredible. The first one, we didn't really know what to expect. But
Yep.
This is ran better.
It's flowed very well.
Yeah, exactly. We've been your hosts. We are all your owners, of course. Thank you for tuning, and we will catch you
See you
very
next week.
soon.
Next week.